Hi guys, how are we doing today? This is Magdalene Adenike from Music Relief. And today we're going to be talking about be yourself. Sounds simple enough, but sometimes many people don't even know who they are. And the wind blows them this way, they go that way. The wind blows them that way, they go that way. So the question is be yourself. Who are you? Oscar Wilde once said, be yourself because everyone else is taken. Again, simple, but it's true. Be yourself because everyone else is taken. Identical twins. People from the outside can mistake them because they might, oh, this is A and this is B and vice versa. But they are still themselves. They have different personalities, different characteristics. In as much as they look alike, but in different ways they don't act alike. Who are you? That's my question to you. Who are you? Trials and tribulations in life comes along the way because of the fact that sometimes we don't know ourselves, sometimes because of various situations that we find ourselves. But going through those trials and tribulations and you come out the other side, those are key pointers to help you to sit down and realize who you really are. Sometimes you find many especially young people, wanting to mix in with the crowd and just kind of follow the crowd because they don't want to be themselves. And they know deep down inside, this is not who they really are. They know deep down inside, they don't act or behave in this kind of manner at home. They know deep down inside that if their parents ever were to find out about how they are outside, they will get in serious trouble. So who are you? Who are you in order for you to be yourself? Your values. What are your values? What do you find that you believe in, you strongly believe in, that regardless of whatever else people say, regardless of the situation that you may find yourself, you are able to stay strong and say, this is my beliefs, I'm going to stand on the rooftop and shout it out. If you don't know those things, then like the wind will blow you to the left, you go to the left. The wind blows you to the right, you go to the right. Be yourself. Sometimes in a family, in a home setting, because of this is how it's done in our family, this is how it's done in our culture, this is how it's done in our tradition, but deep down inside, this is not really you. You don't really want to do this, but you're having to force yourself. Many people have gotten into marriages as a result of this kind of home setting I just mentioned, because the family have said to them, this is it, this is how it's done. In this family, we always marry to that other family, or in this family, we marry at certain time, so you have to go at certain time. But you're saying to yourself, this is not me. I don't want to go into this thing. And you find many marriages break up because people within those marriages are not being themselves. You need to take time out of the crowd. It's so busy. Especially with the uprise of technology. We've got the phone, we've got internet, we've got the computers. Everybody is busy. You're texting, you're talking, you're singing, listening to music, you're jogging, you're doing so many different things. Sometimes we just need to take time out to really ask yourselves those questions. Who am I? What do I want? Even as a young person, it's okay. It's okay to go to the left when everyone else is going to the right. If that's not what you believe in, why do you need to follow? I always use this proverb: if everyone else is jumping into the fire, are you also going to jump into the fire? If you're not going to jump into the fire, why then follow? Who are you? Many people suffer unnecessary heartaches because of the fact that they don't know themselves, and because they want to fit into that group, they follow other people and eventually get hurt. Who are you? Be yourself. In the marriage, if this is not really you, I'm not advocating divorce. What I'm saying is that if it's not really you, have a communication. Create that communication panel. Let it be open, that channel of communication between the husband and the wife. Talk to each other. In a relationship, whatever type of relationship it is. It could be a business relationship. It could be a personal relationship. Whatever type of relationship it is. And if you know things are not happening in the manner that is suitable to you, talk to each other. Be yourself. You have to be yourself. What makes you happy? Life is too short. Life is too short for us to want to be somebody else. That other person that you're pining away saying, you know what, I want to be that person. That person also sitting down at the back of their head or in their own privacy saying, you know what, I want to be the other person. And then you two are secretly want to be each other. But outwardly, you're like, oh, everything is fine. Every one of us have our own problems that we carry. Every single person has their own problems that they carry. But the difference within those who have been successful in order to to go through those problems, tackle those problems, and move on. And those who are still suffering is the fact that they've identified who they are. There's other factors as well, but I'm just talking about this. They've identified who they are. They've understood what it is, what their purpose is on this planet, and they're able to work through those problems. But you find many people, unfortunately, break down. And that's another thing. When you're not yourself, you start to carry on the burden of being somebody else, and it then becomes too much on you. And you find many people break down because they can't handle it anymore. They're taking the pressures of everybody else and accepting their own. Be yourself. Being yourself may mean that you have to come out the box, whatever that box is. Come out and stand out from everybody else and say, you know what? I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. I have to be who I am. Then so be it. People may not be happy with you, but then you try to accommodate everybody else and you are not happy. It's time to let go. Just let go and be free. Because the more you try to be somebody else, you're carrying a burden on yourself. A very heavy burden, because you are lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself on a constant basis, and it gets to a point that you can no longer lie to yourself. You need to stand out and speak out. I am tired of this situation. I am tired of lying. I'm not happy in where I am right now. Stand out and speak out. Speak out for yourself. Speak out for yourself. You deserve to be yourself. You deserve it. Because at the end of the day, after going through everything, what gain do you have? If you've lived your life as somebody else, pretending to be somebody else, when inside you're so miserable, you're so bitter. This is just a very short talk. I just wanted to say to everybody that we need to stop pretending. We need to stop playing games and then be ourselves. Your values, your belief system boils down to you being yourself. But you may say, but I don't know who I am. That's very true. That's a very valid question. I don't know who I am. Take time out, like I said, from all the noise. Switch off everything. Get away from everybody else. And just begin to ask yourself some simple, basic questions. Who are you? Whatever your name is, you can do a little spidergram. Put your name in the middle. Who are you? And then begin to identify yourself. What are things that really appeal to you? What are things that you find other people doing and you're like, you know what, secretly at the back of your head, you're like, oh, I wish I could do that. You can learn. You can learn. We can learn so many different things if we give ourselves the opportunity of being ourselves. Stop going to that job if you know that that job is not really you. It's time to identify who you are. It's time to identify your purpose. There's too many people suffering. Parents are suffering, and then it spills over to the children, and the children then begin to suffer, and then they grow up, have children, and then that's another generation and another generation just going through that wicked and pretentious line of not being themselves. Many young people are dying because of the fact that they're not being themselves. They live at home, they are angels. As soon as they step out the door, I don't even know, I don't even want to give it any name. Because they're totally different, because of the fact that they want to fit into the crowd outside. Why do you want to do that? Why put yourself through that stress? Why put yourself through that stress? And then unfortunately, that young person then get caught up in whatever rival activities taking place with two gangs and stuff. And then unfortunately, they are the innocent one who happen to be a bystander there. And then they get the stray bullets. And then you're left with the families mourning the grief of that child who will never become a father, who will never become a mother, who will never become the next prime minister, the next president, the next governor. Be yourself. Take time out. My message, I'm going to come to an end now. The message I'm just trying to give to everybody is take time out from the busyness of life and ask yourself basic questions. Who am I? What do I want to achieve in life? What are my values? What are my belief systems? What do I see someone else doing that I really admire, and I say to myself, I can do it. You may not have the confidence to want to do it at that onset, but who do you need to connect to? Where do you need to go to be able to help you on that journey? Life is a journey of discovery. That's what life is. It's a journey of discovery. But things becomes even more difficult when you are carrying on the burden of being somebody else. So I'm going to end on this note. Be yourself, because everyone else is taken. This is Magdalene Adenike, CEO of Music Relief. contact us on office@music-relief.com. Let's hear from you. Until next time, be yourself.